Every decision that you make is either bringing you closer to the truest and highest version of yourself, or it's taking you away from this. And this is absolutely paramount in understanding how to create a life of abundance, but not just financial abundance. This is abundance where you are overflowing in your life in the matter of truth. Abundance of truth, reflecting back to you in your life who you are meant to be and become. This goes in the area of finances, health, relationships, self-love, purpose, sharing your gifts. This is the path of self-mastery. So this video is going to be for you if you want to be the highest version of yourself. Let go of your past. Step into a version of yourself where you are being your true highest soul self and living from that place. So we're going to be talking about the power of your choices and how to choose with more discernment and integrity, and how that will bring you prosperity and abundance. All right, so this is going to be a part of my soul alignment series. This series is part 3. This is part 3 of the series. And before we get into it, I invite you to like this video so that I feel that reciprocity from you guys. That helps me reach the people who are meant to receive this message, as my purpose is to help people heal and be the best version of themselves. So I appreciate you being here. Comment below any thoughts that you might have and things that might come up. If this supports you, I'd love to hear it and I will respond to your comments. So my name is Grace. I specialize in trauma and subconscious healing. I help people heal from old belief systems, patterns that are keeping them or you stuck in old cycles or loops that prevent you from living your purpose and being your most abundant self. So this is for you. My work is for you if you know that you're here for a purpose and you just have some things you might not know what they are, might not, imposter syndrome or old woundings that are keeping you from being the best, most aligned, abundant version of you. And I offer 2 coaching programs. They are linked below. One of them is my Transformational Healing Program, and another one is my soul-aligned business mentorship for women to create a business from softness and alignment and truth instead of hustling against your own nature. So if you're drawn to either services, you can check out my page below and also book a consultation call, and we can discuss more in detail about where you are and where you want to be and removing those gaps from who you want to be. All right, so let's get into the message. You are responsible for the way that your life looks and feels. If you feel like something is off, you are struggling in certain areas and you can't make the headway that you want to make, we have to identify why. Where are you out of alignment? Where are you not operating from truth? Because when you're in those places, you're gonna feel the drain and the dread of these old patterns, right? When you're operating out of a place that doesn't align with your soul, you're gonna feel the tug of those old patterns. So with that, we have to see and look clearly in the mirror of ourselves so that we can clean the mirror off. Your life is a mirror. It will mirror where you are. This is why, to me, soul-led abundance and career and purpose, my business is not separate from me. I am my business. My business reflects the inner healing work that I have done, the type of clients I receive, the amount of money I receive. That is dependent on my inner work and my inner frequency. So we want to change our lives from the inside out. And that requires us to see what is out of alignment, right? In order for us to receive more from the universe, we have to be ready for more. So what do we need to do to prepare for more? That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm going to get more practical with you here. If you are having a hard time attracting a relationship, for an example, just kind of putting an example to this. If you're having a hard time attracting a soul-aligned relationship that feels like it is expansive for you, then we have to see what patterns or belief systems are perpetuating the same cycles. Now, these could be from childhood, they could be from past lives or lineage issues, and all issues that you're dealing with. I've found in working with over 3,000 clients over the past 5.5 years that the patterns you're struggling with most, that feel the deepest, when you're getting into the core of those, right? That's what we're talking about, is getting into the core of them. It always comes back to the lineage, the things that your mom dealt with, the things that your grandma dealt with, your great grandma dealt with, that keeps you out of your power now. So to attune to a higher frequency, a higher power, to clean the mirror, we clean the belief systems. You are the tree of your life, the tree of life. So we have to go into the roots and see what is creating stagnant results. What is creating the same things, right? Pulling out those weeds and creating a space for new growth. Your life is a garden. See your life as a garden, and where the weeds are, we need to trim the weeds out. This has a lot to do with boundaries. So here are the practical steps. We need to identify what is out of alignment right now for you. Where are you acting against your intuitive self? Where are you not listening to your deeper self? When you can identify that, and it's based on how it feels. If it feels wrong, if it feels stagnant, if it feels small, if it feels contractive, what it's doing is it's pulling you physically down. So when the power of identifying, and I tell my clients all the time, 50% of all healing work is identifying that. So you identify this pulling down, and then you start changing your relationship with that thing that's draining you. It's pulling you down, right? So what do you need to do to shift that pattern in real time? And that always comes back to the boundaries you have with yourself and with life. You can literally say to the universe and to your life that you are done accepting this thing. You are done accepting this type of relationship. You are done experiencing this level of abundance or prosperity or these blocks. But if you decide that you're done with something, that's when the true inner work comes up, because you're going to see all the areas you have resistance. You're going to see all the deeper woundings where you have been continuing to hold yourself back, or the old emotions that have been keeping you stuck in that level of acceptance. So we work with the level that we're given, and then when we master that level, we are given the next level. To me, the reason why I created this series is because there are so many parts to becoming the highest and best version of yourself. It's not just when I get the money, I'm going to be the best version of yourself. No, it's about where it comes from within the body, within the soul. When you're operating from integrity, and when you're taking care of your body, and when you're practicing your no, and you're having boundaries, not seeking perfection, but honesty about what you require to maintain this current level of yourself so that you can continue growing upwards in your tree of life, that's when you grow upwards into the next level, right? We are on this level of Mario Kart. We want to get to this level of Mario Kart. You can't skip to this level. You have to finish this level, and then you will be able to hold more. So we're showing the universe that we can hold more by declaring that this is so, and then doing the inner work that's necessary to hold this next level. And so, boundaries. Boundaries with people in your life. Boundaries with where you have been overgiving and leaking your energy into a reality or relationships or jobs that are taking away from your deeper knowing. When you operate from your deeper knowing, you make decisions that are in integrity with your soul. You are on the fastest path to learning and growth, and that's between you and God. The only person that's going to know what's right for you is you and God, okay? So again, are you facing yourself clearly, and are you making the steps towards God in this current level? When you feel off, it's off. What do you need to do to shift? That's all you have to focus on. What do I need to do to shift, to get closer to who I need to be or who I'm drawn to be? If you keep choosing something or someone that reflects an old level of you, you're going to feel that resistance building, and that spills out into all areas of your life. We're not just talking about aligning with your soul. We're talking about aligning with health, wealth, abundance, everything. Every choice brings you closer to your true self or takes you away from it. So you need to be asking yourself, does this decision bring me closer to who I really am and who I want to be? Or does this take me away from who I am and who I want to be? That's your whole gauge point. That's how I see everything in life. I'm not trying to get to this end goal right now. I'm trying to make sure that every decision I make is as clean as I possibly can, as I am a human with imperfections. I am seeking to move closer to my true voice in everything that I do. So with that authenticity with the self and what is needed, we build resilience, we build boundaries, we build a wall around ourselves that only our true self, only the people who truly are meant to be with us, around us, work with us, can come in. If you're leaking and you're making decisions that are not in alignment with your true self, you're leaking your energy. That's gonna go into your money, that's gonna go into your relationships, that's gonna go into every area. So you are the tree. So look at the garden of your life and see what doesn't work for that true self and work on pulling out those weeds, okay? So I have built a business around listening to my authentic self and trusting in God's timing. And another part I'm going to talk about trusting in God's timing and not trying to force things. I did create a video about not forcing as well. That doesn't mean you don't have discipline, but it means right discipline and right action, trusting yourself and God's timing. So we're showing up to what is true. You have to learn how to listen to life and what it's showing you and what phase you're in and how to take right action depending on that phase, not trying to skip ahead, okay? There's a difference between laying foundations and being disciplined, taking action to get further and forcing something to happen that's not ready. So know that. I mean, it took me years to build a business where I'm receiving abundance from my soul alignment. Like I'm working directly with God in my life to work with high caliber clients who are ready to change their whole lives. Now, I have multiple soulmate clients that fill me up and I get to help them transform their lives, all because I listened to myself and built those foundations. Now, what do I get? I'm not just receiving money, I'm receiving love, I'm receiving truth. It's different to make money from just making money, but making money from your true self is what abundance is. So in order for me to have received that and continue to receive that, I have to hold the pillar of integrity and take care of myself, take care of my boundaries, take care of my garden, and be really discerning about what takes from that and what helps build that. Okay, that's the skill set and what I'm hoping that you'll continue to receive from this series. So, of course, in my coaching programs, what we can do is identify your blind spots, those inner wounds and those things, those belief systems, things that are keeping you stagnant, the habits, the lack, anything. You can read about it in my landing page to see in depth about this. But basically, we have to look at whatever your unique holes and gaps are, fill those together so that you can create this life of soul alignment and purpose and abundance in whatever ways you want, like relationships, health, love, self-love, personal power, confidence, right? That's the blueprint. And then that continues to feed you for the rest of your life. The power of the inner work that I have embarked on in my business and in myself is that it continues paying you back, continues to pay you back for your whole life. You're setting up a whole new life, a whole new foundation, and unlearning what doesn't work for you anymore. Because you look around and you see all these people, some of them have a lot of money, some of them don't, but they're not happy, they're not healthy because they're not listening to their true selves, many of them. And of course, it's situational, but if you have the power to tune into YouTubes, to tune into YouTube in the first place, you have enough privilege to take action and to create a life that works for you. But you have to be willing to let go of the old. And until you're willing to let go of the old, we can't talk about the new. We can't talk about the new. True fulfillment comes from being in alignment and that being the first thing, because whether you have the money or not, you have yourself. And when you have yourself, you are abundant. You are abundant and you are free. And that is what will create a life where you're literally looking around so grateful. You're so grateful, you're so aligned, you don't feel blocked, and you're like, oh my gosh, even if I do feel blocked, I know how to handle it. I know how to handle those blocks. I can go within me and heal them right now. And that's what I teach you with the tools too in my transformational healing program. I'm teaching you tools and holding space for you to clear those blocks so that you can take those tools forward and continue to master your life and clear whenever you need to, because life will continue to bring you ways where you need to step up and level up. So if that interests you, you can book a free call. And I hope that this gives you some sense, right? Right now, practicalities. Are you choosing yourself or are you choosing fear? Are you moving closer to who you're meant to be, or are you straying away from that through your choices? Because the secret to your future lies in what you repetitively do, how you repetitively show up. And when you know you're in integrity with yourself, I promise you, and when you have created, you're sharing your gifts and you're supporting yourself from sharing your gifts, and you feel so much self-love for yourself, and you know how to keep healing yourself and breaking these generational patterns, these toxic patterns, you feel so grateful. You have the power to do that. And I know that you probably have already done inner healing work. It's just about being refinement. You're chiseling the diamond of yourself. You're chiseling the diamond of your gifts. You're chiseling through your choices, right? If you see an artist who is creating a sculpture, they're going to be very precise, and they create this masterpiece through chiseling and time and discipline and patience. They trust in the higher vision. They keep showing up for the higher vision. You are the higher vision. You are your business. You are the tree of life. You are the thing. You are the thing. You are the purpose. You are your purpose. That is how you lead people, not through overgiving, not through draining yourself, not through leaking your energy, not through funneling into people who don't reciprocate you. That is not your purpose. Your purpose is to be empowered and to show the world what it means to be in love with yourself, to be aligned with God, and to be taking action in integrity with what you already know to be true. This might be one of the most valuable videos I've made, honestly, because it's all in you. You have this power. You know who you are, but you just can't allow yourself to shrink to the old patterns and ways that you are stuck. You can't. So this is my invitation to come higher, to be more, and to trust yourself, okay? I hope this was helpful. Will you let me know in the comments? Stay tuned for the other parts. I am gonna head out of town for a few days, so you might not hear from me, but I will continue creating this series. And yeah, I'll answer all your comments. If you have anything you wanna say that came up for you, that was supportive for you, I'm really happy to hear that. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.